YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Nate J, back in the vault, back for another video. As y'all see by the title, man, we're gonna be talking about something that I'm really familiar with, sneakers, and it's sneaker resellers are broke. Now I've been in the sneaker game, or I participated, or yeah, I was in the sneakers like since I was young, bro. Since I was like really little. But I really didn't start like buying my own sneakers until like middle school, and then as far as like collecting goes, I didn't start collecting until like I got in college. So yeah, that was around like 2012, and then after that, it was just up from there. But recently, I've kind of like slowed down a lot. I really don't even know like a lot of the major like sneaker releases that's coming out this year. Um, but sneakers was a reason why I was very financially irresponsible. So, um, yeah, man. But we're gonna be seeing why sneaker resellers are going broke, man. And I'm gonna just give my little thoughts as the video goes on, man. So yeah, let's get into it.
Dying right now. I own a. Does anyone want to explain why shoes are literally just dying right now? I own a sneaker store and we've been struggling for the last couple months. And y'all can say, oh, it's because you overprice things. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, it's a Yeezy. You're overpricing it. It's $110. Retails like two something. Market's like 190. I'm pricing it at 110. It's brand new.
Sneaker reseller.
Just on rip, man. And I'm pretty sure he gonna talk about it too, man. But it ain't even about sneakers dying, bro. It's just folks are just putting their priorities first. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really all it comes down to. Like people are just putting their priorities first. Sneakers aren't a priority. They're just for luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. So if you know you don't wear a lot of shoes, especially like yeah, just like the like as far as like the consumer, bro. If you know you don't wear a lot of shoes, but you're not paying top dollar for no shoes, especially not nowadays. Especially how the economy is going right now. Uh, gas prices going up, inflation, food, groceries, man. Like people are just paying top. Well, not even top dollar, but people are putting their extra money that they do have after paying bills to those things, the necessities. You feel me? The bare necessities. But yeah, but if it ain't food, um, shelter, um, gas, like all of the like essential things, bro. Like that's necessary for life, bro. Right now, and living and surviving. Yeah, like them new Jordan releases can wait, bro. And then if you're a reseller, you might as well like pack it up, bro. Cause yeah, people aren't playing. People aren't paying your prices nowadays, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially with every sneaker sitting in the stores, like for retail, people are just waiting for them to go on sale. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for them to get red tag. So yeah, man.
Are down bad and now have to finally get real jobs. For over a decade now, sneaker reselling has went from a niche hobby into a culture that takes advantage of genuine enthusiasts and collectors. Resellers convince themselves that they were entrepreneurs running legitimate businesses, but they're just scalpers who add zero value to society. They buy up the products meant for consumers, hoard them all in their mom's basement, and then just suck out the money from all the people who just want to wear the damn shoes. But luckily, now resellers are stuck with inventory that they can't.
Now that's crazy. So for those that don't know what shoes these are, bro, these are just some regular Jordan 1 highs, bro. Some general release Jordan 1 highs. And this person paid 20K. These sat on shelves, dog. Like these sat on shelves. So this person obviously didn't know what they was doing. Like for real, for real. They really didn't know what they was doing. They didn't do their research. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to say like you gotta do your research on certain shoes, bro, but something like this, you could have waited for them to get red tagged I wouldn't have paid no more than $50 for these, dog. If that, I'm just being nice. But yeah, bro, that's yeah,
Ooh.
20K.
Shoes that used to flip for
Look at this.
$500 are now sitting at $200 or under with no buyers. These stores that built their entire business model around resale are now struggling to pay their rent. And the people who made it their full-time job are realizing that they're essentially unemployed with no transferable skills. For years, resellers operated under this delusion that they were running a legitimate business. They'd post on social media about their operations, their
Hold on,
inventory,
what?
their profit.
What is that?
Legitimate business. They'd post on social
Day in the life of a six-figure sneaker reseller, 400 plus profit. Day. I don't know what
social
what
media
shoes
about their
those is, bro, but
operations, their inventory, their profit margins. They like to talk about sneakers like they're trading stocks and they're a finance bro who lives in New York City. Resellers have now killed the community that they claim to love and be a part of.
Yeah, that customer wanted $100 for those dead stock metallic fives. I told him best I can do is $50 store credit. What's up, boss man? What can I do for you?
Yeah, bro, I just got these.
We got some Dunks and Yeezy 350s. People still wear these? All right. Oh, man, they're so scuffed as fuck. I'll do 75 for both. And that's a good deal.
Bro, what? They're going for 500 each online right now.
No, bro, like I get you, but like they have no box. They're dirty. They're scuffs. There's dog shit on the bottom of this one. I'm doing you a favor.
I don't know, man. That's pretty low.
I'll tell you what. Rock, paper, scissors. If I win, I'll give you $200 store credit. If you win, $150 cash.
hey, look, them sneaker reseller stores, they quit to throw store credit for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they really quit to say store credit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. That's just because they trying to make their money back, bro. Buying all them shoes, bro. You feel me? Yeah, man. But yeah, that's a real example though. Like I've seen videos where some sneaker stores, like somebody will bring in like dang near 10 pairs of shoes and they wouldn't even get no more than maybe 400 for 10 pairs of shoes, bro. And I'm talking about these are some very high name shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like you said online, they going for a good penny. But yeah, man, cause they trying to make their profit, man. They trying to break even, especially nowadays. Nowadays, hey, I don't see how you have a sneaker store open, especially here in Atlanta, bro. I've seen from the shoe stores that I've seen that I've actually visited that I walked into, I've seen at least 4 or 5 close up. 4 or 5 close up. Like literally, everything off the shelf gone. Store's empty. You feel me? Cause they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they was coming out of pocket paying for the venue or for the store. Cause they weren't selling nothing. So yeah, man. Like if you're a reseller in 2026, and you got a store, hey, I don't know, man. Might want to close up shop.
How's that sound?
Dude, what the fuck? You're kidding, right?
Hold that thought. Today's video is brought to you by
Oh, welcome in, bro. How you doing today? All right, I guess I'll go myself then. Whatever.
Every pair that they bought to flip was a pair that didn't go to someone else who actually wanted to wear it. And now they're trying to throw a pity party saying that no one wants to buy their shoes. Every person who is into sneakers has at one point tried to get a limited pair of shoes to be able to wear for themselves, just to lose the raffles and have all of the pairs bought up by these greedy resellers who happen to have 200 pairs the same day that the shoe came out. The reseller mentality is all focused on the short term. They never had sustainability or cared about building something that would actually last. All that mattered was making as much money as possible from other.
Come on, bruh. Playoff 13s, you bought bulk 30K worth of playoff 13s. Oh my god, bruh. Yeah, this person didn't. They obviously didn't know what they was doing. Oh my god, bro! Like that is 30K worth of playoff 13s, bro. For those that don't know sneakers, bro, y'all probably don't know, but these right here, when they came out, you could easily walk into the store and get them. I don't even think I filled in a raffle to get these, bro. I just literally walked in the store the day of. I could have waited for them to go on sale and I could have got them, man. But those are my favorite 13. But still, like, yeah, like these these resellers, you could tell like they like this person was in it for the money. Like literally, that's all they was in it for was for the money. They didn't do no research. They didn't know nothing about shoes. They just saw, okay, I can make some money selling some Jordans. Okay, I'm gonna buy. It says right here 30,000 worth of playoff 13s, and hopefully I can get me a nice little profit on. I wonder how much he was trying to sell them for a pair. If he was trying to sell them anything above retail, yo, no.
Other people before the hype
Look,
dried up. And now that the sneaker market is dead, resellers are moving on and being scummy in other industries just like we would expect from them. Pokemon trading cards, toys, collectibles, really anything that has that artificial scarcity and the potential to be able to resell. The only thing that mattered was making money and exploiting whatever market that they could just to profit. Look at all of the popular sneaker stores that used to be popular 10 years ago. They went from solely selling sneakers to now selling Labubus and
yeah,
doing whatnot streams where they're pretty much
cool
begging
kicks.
people to buy overpriced toys. This is the most pathetic and desperate attempt to keep their business alive. They're trying to replicate the sneaker resale model in a different market, and they use the same
Legendary.
tactics because it
Shout out
is
to
all focused
Legendary,
on the
my man.
same scarcity. And the thing is, every market that they touch, they will eventually destroy because their business model is just unsustainable. They don't help the communities, they don't create value, and they don't contribute anything positive. And then they move on to the next thing. And we could see the same exact pattern happen right now with Pokemon cards. A few years ago, these same people began flooding into the trading card market whenever they saw the prices start to explode. The vintage Pokemon cards that sat in binders for years suddenly became worth thousands of dollars. And the resellers
Look at
saw
that
this.
boy, man. He just wanted a pack of Pokemon cards, bro. He just wanted a pack, bro. He just wanted a pack, bro. Look,
Sat
bro.
in
He holding
binders
a
for
dollar.
years
He
suddenly
holding money,
became
bro. He
worth
like,
thousands
bro.
of dollars. And the resellers saw this as an opportunity to make more money. They bought up everything they could from booster boxes, ETBs, individual cards, any sort of sealed product. But the same thing is happening now that always happens whenever resellers join a market: oversaturation. The Pokemon company has started printing more, and the supply is finally catching up with the demand. And now a lot of the cards that were selling for thousands of dollars are barely moving for a fraction of the price. And these Pokemon card scalpers are now stuck with all of the inventory that they couldn't sell, just like the resellers with sneakers. We've seen the same exact pattern repeat across multiple industries. And the worst part is they're going to do this again and again with every single industry until people stop buying from them. It's so pathetic to see how many resellers have moved on to Labubus and Pokemon cards whenever their market died. The main problem is greed, and they become a plague to every single hobby that they touch. For years within sneakers, Nike and other brands carefully controlled the supply of their most hype releases. They intentionally put out limited quantities, they did exclusive collaborations, they even did regional drops only coming out in certain parts of the world, and all of this was designed to create that sense of urgency. The more scarce that the products are, the more they drove demand, and then that demand later translated into increased prices on a secondary market. But then
Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Like, just seeing those videos, bro. Last year, I just genuinely wanted a pair of Jordan Metallic 5s, bro. Because I had the 2011 pair, and I was like, yo, I need them again. So, I didn't think it was going to be that bad as it was to get them, bro. When I tell you, yeah, the day of the release, like, we all had raffles. Like, raffles for them. We got in raffles and stuff like that, bro. And yeah, I get to the mall and I see all these people. I'm like, yo, like, why are all these people here? Like, I'm expecting it because over the past what two years, bro, from like 2024 to through 2025 up to that point, like every single Jordan was sitting on the shelf. So I'm like, okay, it ain't gonna be no problem to get these. When I tell you, I get to the mall, and even though I had my raffle, I like low key, I was still kind of worried. I'm like, bro, am I gonna be able to get my shoe? Like, wait a minute, bro. Like, it was so many people there. I'm like, bro, yeah, it was just crazy, bro. No matter of fact, 2016 they came out again, and then they came back out in 2025, and I'm like, yo, yeah, bro. Like the last time these came out, wasn't none of y'all worried about these. And yeah, it's just cause of that hype, bro. That hype and the sneaker resellers. And you really can't even blame the sneaker resellers, but it's the people that pay the price that the sneaker resellers are asking, and then the sneaker resellers go off of that, and then that's when the price started to go up. So it's like, yeah, man. But for them to like for the ones that like buy the shoe in bulk, bro, buying them before like people that actually want the shoe to wear them instead of reselling them, bro. Bro, I never. I mean, I get the hustle, but at the same time, bro, like we wanted the shoe to wear. At least me, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the shoe to wear it at least, bro. And just because, like he said, greed and for the dollar, you know, yeah, they just made sneakers very undesirable. And like I said, going back to the beginning of the video, bro, like people are just choosing their priorities first over something that costs less than $1 to make. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro.
Everything shifted a few years ago. Nike realized how much money that they were actually leaving on the table. They could make way more money just by flooding the market. So instead of releasing one colorway of a popular shoe every year, they started releasing one every month. Dunks, Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, all of these shoes that were previously always hyped and had resale value were just being pumped out and oversaturated. And when Nike increased the supply, it was actually a really positive thing for everyone. The resellers loved it because they were able to grab up more pairs and have more opportunities to make money, and the consumers also had more releases and a higher number of stock to actually be able to get the shoes that they want. But eventually the market hit that saturation point. Really, consumers only have so much money and so much space in their closet. It's like whenever you own 10 pairs of Dunks or even 10 pairs of Jordans, that 11th pair doesn't really feel as special as it used to. The resellers kept buying and they stockpiled hundreds of pairs, expecting to flip them for profit down the line. But the demand never really came back. Or really, the demand did come, but it was met with so much supply that the prices stayed at or below retail. Resellers are now finding themselves sitting on a mountain worth of dead.
Like, I never got that. I never got why you would buy some non-OG Jordan 1 lows in bulk thinking that you were going to get your ROI, your return on investment. Like these, bruh. These Jordan 1 lows. Why would you think you could resell these, bruh? Like, unless you're pre-ordering, why? Like, why? Why would you buy these in bulk? You lost 7,000 for some regular Jordan 1 lows. You deserve to lose that 7,000. I'm sorry. You deserve that. You deserve that for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, people wouldn't even pay retail for these. They would wait for these to get red tagged, and then they would buy them if they wanted them. But these aren't desirable at all, bro. At all.
Stock with no buyers. Once Nike realized that they could restock anything and they could still make insane amounts of money, consumers realized that they don't have to pay resale anymore because the shoes will eventually come back out, or another sneaker will drop just next week that will come out that they'll have the chance to buy at or below retail. For years, the market grew because consumers had that disposable income and they were willing to drop hundreds of dollars on shoes. We all know how hard inflation has hit within the last couple of years.
A couple of years ago, you wouldn't, bro, you would never see these sitting on the shelves. But hey, Nike, they did their thing. They oversaturated the market. Sneaker resellers couldn't buy in bulk because they seen that they wasn't selling at the price that they wanted to sell them at. So, hey, they had no other choice but to let these sit on the shelf, and let the people that actually wanted to buy the shoe. You feel me? And that's what I loved, bro. I love the fact, or I love the feeling of it feeling like the early 2000s again. Because in the early 2000s, you could literally walk into any store and see these sitting just like this. You know, if you're talking about anywhere from in between 2012 to 2020, maybe 2021 and 2, you weren't seeing no shoes sitting on shelves like this. Especially some Black Cement 3s. Nah. Mm-mm. Especially some Columbia 11s. The Fear 4s. No. You're not.
Cost of living has increased across the board. Rent is still going.
You see, that's what he said.
Has hit within the last couple of years. Cost of living has increased across the board. Rent is still going up. Groceries are insanely expensive, and so are gas prices. Suddenly, the average consumer just can't justify spending $400 on a pair of Jordans when their paycheck is already stretched thin, just covering their basic necessities.
Thank you. Just like I said, bro. You feel me? We right here. We right here, man. Just like I said in the beginning, bro.
Resellers never planned for this. In fact, they were scaling at this point. They capitalized on the market and assumed that people would always be there to buy their shoes. But whenever someone is faced with the choice of paying rent and just surviving or buying that brand new pair of Jordans, we all know what 99% of people are going to do. But now we are seeing so many resellers actually complaining about the economy killing their business whenever they were the ones who were price gouging people, especially during some of their hardest times financially. I think it's ironic as much as it is pathetic. This has just exposed how fragile their entire business model really was from the start. Resellers who quit their jobs to flip shoes full time are now finding themselves with no income and no way to pay their bills. The dumbasses who took out loans to buy inventory in bulk are now going underwater, and they're unable to sell the stock that they've been hoarding for years for even a fraction of what they paid. Reselling is never a stable career path. It's kind of always been like that gold rush where people are making money selling the shovels, not actually going and doing the work and finding the gold. These people are idiots who deserve to go broke at this point, and it is straight delusional to think that people will feel bad whenever you've been taking advantage of them for years. And the market crash wasn't just because Nike started pumping out more shoes. A big part is the quality control problem. We've seen so many posts online of glue stains, misaligned stitching, and just creased leather that comes straight out of a brand new box. That is just unacceptable for most people. People no longer trusted that they were getting a premium product. They stopped believing in the shoes that they were buying and thinking it's worth the inflated prices. And we could talk about all of these different factors, but the simple fact of it is that trends change. But now consumers, especially the younger kids, are moving towards different styles. They're more focused on comfort and affordability rather than hype. Think about all the...
This has nothing to do with the video or sneakers. Did he just let another... Did he just twirl this man around? Bro.
Different styles. They're more focused on comfort
and then
and affordability rather than hype. Think about...
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with the video, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy.
About all the brands that are blowing up right now, like Hoka, On Running, and New Balance, and it's all because that they're offering something different and innovative that we haven't really seen before. The resellers always assumed that Jordans and Dunks would be in demand. They thought that this hype would last forever, but even the term hype in general, by definition, is temporary. Gen Z doesn't really have the same attachment to Jordans like millennials do. We never watch Michael Jordan play basketball in real time, and there's not really a nostalgic attachment to the 90s basketball culture that made sneakers really popular in the first place. For a lot of the younger kids, Jordans are kind of just what their parents wore. They're not willing to pay $400 for a shoe just because it has the Jumpman or Nike Air logo. They want something that reflects their own identity and their own culture, not something that was passed down to them by their parents. And personally, I've seen so many other kids moving on to affordable alternatives or just buying reps rather than paying the ridiculous resale prices. Reps and fake sneakers have become so socially acceptable because at this point they looked exactly exactly like the real thing. No
Yeah.
kid in high school who has $100 to their name is willing to save up money for a Travis Scott whenever they can just buy a fake pair on some Chinese website for under $50. It's almost cooler for some kids to have a pair of Adidas Gazelles or even some Tims over having that newest Air Jordan release. And it's so satisfying now that the sneaker resellers are actually losing money. But one of the most irritating and false narratives of resellers is that they think that they're entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship involves creating actual value, solving problems, and building something that didn't exist before. Whenever you buy something that already exists and just mark up the price, you're just a scalper. Resellers love to present themselves as these business-minded hustlers, talking about growing their empire. They show off their inventory like it's a portfolio. They talk about them like they're investments. But if you strip away all this fake branding and marketing, they're just buying shoes and selling them at a higher price. Real entrepreneurs take risks. They invest time, money, and effort into building something that actually provides value to others. And it's so frustrating seeing all of the dying businesses and resellers complain that no one can afford to buy their shoes anymore. They're making all of these pity posts on social media and acting entitled. I've seen resellers posting their sob stories about how they're struggling now, how they can't afford to pay their bills, how they don't know what to do anymore. And while I don't wish financial hardship on anybody, I feel like there's consequences that need to be addressed. If you built your entire income around a resale business model, you shouldn't act surprised whenever the bubble bursts. And this fake entrepreneurship narrative has also done so much damage, especially to younger kids who looked at resellers and thought that it was a viable career path. These kids in high school and college started reselling thinking that they could quit their jobs and make a livable wage just by flipping shoes. And now those same kids are realizing how many years that they've wasted. They've developed a skill set that is essentially worthless in every other industry. This is an insult to actual entrepreneurs. And it's insane how many of these resellers have now adopted the victim complex. They're out here acting like they're the ones who've been wrong, like they're the victims of some unfair market shift or some external force that they couldn't control. But it was all because of their own greed. Resellers are posting videos complaining about how the market is dead, how they're struggling to sell inventory, how nobody wants to buy for them anymore. They're just begging for sympathy on the internet. This whole victim mentality is absurd whenever you consider that the resellers actively contributed to killing the market themselves. They oversaturated the secondary market with inventory, and they never really cared about the actual consumers. And now they're taking on this identity of being small business owners, being crushed by massive corporations like it's something that they couldn't control. And the simple fact of it is, these
I mean, this is the thing though. Like, eventually Nike and like all these big, like he said, like all the big name franchises, they like, I think what the sneaker resellers thought wasn't happening was that Nike wasn't watching and seeing what was going on. Like people are taking their shoes and flipping them for double the price that Nike's putting them out for. You know what I'm saying? And so Nike saw that and they was like, okay, cool. We gonna play the same game with y'all. And what they do, they oversaturated the market to where they drove out all the sneaker resellers to where it's like, yeah, you can't sell nothing because we're putting these prices up, or we're oversaturating the market to where anybody that wants the shoe can buy it for retail or just wait for it to go on sale. You feel me? And I think Nike was like, we'll rather them go on sale than to see you make double the profit of what, like on top of what we would have made on the shoe. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, the sneaker resellers, they didn't see that happening. They thought it was gonna last forever. You know, but not to say like it's not gonna happen again, because history of course repeats itself. Like I believe that there is gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? There's gonna be a repeat of like that 2012 through 2020 era again. I don't think it's gonna have that long of a run as it did, but it is gonna happen again. But it's only gonna happen because you have a new wave of people, you know, like that didn't see this happen. Like me, I'm not falling for that again at all. I'm not falling for that sneaker reseller price hike prices again. Like never again. Like I'm not doing it unless I really want a shoe. But yeah, I'd rather just get it for retail. And if I can't get it for retail, I'll just wait for it to go on sale, bars, or I'll just not get the shoe because I'm not paying over retail for a shoe. And even retail prices, bro, like retail prices are getting crazy. Like Nike, yeah. Even though I said Nike is driving up the prices, but still, like I'm not paying some of them prices that they asking out the store, out the gate on a release day. Nope. Mm-mm. I think they put those bread one highs last year out for 250. I said, are you kidding me? For some Jordan ones? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, bro. For 250, and then in Georgia, tax is crazy. So you getting taxed. So you looking at 275 for a Jordan one out the store. I said absolutely not. Mm-mm. Not for no bread ones. No.
Sellers who quit their full-time jobs just to sell shoes have no legitimate skills. You can't add it on your resume that you flipped Yeezys for 3 years thinking that you're going to impress anyone. Resellers who are now being forced to get real jobs are discovering this the hard way. They spent years, or in some cases even more than a decade, doing something that provided them with zero transferable skills. I feel like if you put reselling on a resume, you'll literally just look like a joke to any average person who's not involved in the community. They could have been developing real skills, getting internships, or building actual work experience. You know, creating an actual foundation for a legitimate career. Instead, they spent that time flipping shoes, and now they're in their mid-20s with nothing to show for it except a closet full of dead stock sneakers. The reality is these sneaker resellers who quit their day jobs wasted years of their life on a scam. Rather than learning trades, developing a career, or building an actual business, they chose to be the middleman and scalp people for all of the money that they have. And now they're finally paying the price, and this is just awesome to see. But what's worse is that they still don't give up, and some resellers still haven't learned from all of the previous cycles that we've seen in hype. They're trying to pivot to other resale markets, still chasing after that unsustainable model and refusing to get real jobs. They're addicted to the idea of easy money, and it's just delusional. Stores that literally made millions of dollars a year in profit reselling shoes are going bankrupt. The only ones who are genuinely making it now are the ones who are pivoting to other products like Pokemon cards. And I genuinely feel bad for all of the people who are in these other markets that are now being infiltrated by all of these sneaker resellers. Imagine being into Pokemon cards for years before the hype, then the hype explodes out of nowhere, and now you can't even walk into a store and buy a single pack for your kid. But
that's crazy, bro. That is so crazy, man. Like I would be sick if I was still in the Pokemon cards. Thankfully, I like that part of me died back when I was in like middle school. Like I was in the Pokemon after like elementary school, but still, bro, like for the people that were still in it genuinely for the love of Pokemon, bro, to see people coming over to your thing and oversaturating and driving up prices and buying out, yeah, it's. Hey, I feel bad for y'all, man, for sure, because y'all see how we felt. Y'all see how we felt in the sneaker brand, in the sneaker culture, man. Like, yeah, bro.
End of the day, the sneaker resale market has shown us that it never should have existed in the first place. Resellers convinced themselves that they were entrepreneurs building legitimate businesses, but now they're finally having to go and apply for real jobs. The resellers who quit their jobs, maxed out their credit cards, took out loans, signed leases on their stores, and pretty much just gambled their entire finances on sneaker reselling now have to face reality and realize that the bubble has finally burst. The sneaker community is much better off with all of the resellers. Regular consumers who actually want to buy the shoes now can, and now we can see who is actually into sneakers for the fashion and the culture and the love of it versus the people who only cared about money. The culture can now rebuild itself from the ground up around genuine enthusiasts of sneakers rather than the profit. The releases that are happening now go to the people who actually care about wearing the shoes, not just flipping them. And I know it might sound hypocritical with this sneaker wall behind me, but I've been collecting sneakers for over 10 years since I was in middle school. I'm not gonna lie, I have been trying to downsize my collection a little bit
definitely
recently,
downsized
and as
mine.
someone who's been directly involved within the sneaker culture before and after this big boom, I can say for certainty that this is good for everyone except the sneaker resellers. But regardless, I'm happy that everyone who just
That's
wants to get
beautiful.
a pair
Look
of
at that.
shoes for
White
retail can just
reinforcement
now
on.
walk into a store and get
Ooh,
them without having
that
to
is
deal.
beautiful, bro. To see some OG Jordans sitting on shelves, bro, is beautiful, bro. It's beautiful because people that actually want the shoes can actually walk in the stores and get them because they genuinely want the shoe. They don't have to find a reseller and have to pay triple sometimes, you know what I'm saying, for a shoe that they wanted, bro. Now, yeah, like I said, it's just a beautiful thing, man.
With all the extra bullshit. But let me know what you think. Have you ever resold anything before? I feel like there's a big difference between selling something here and there versus the people who make it their actual careers. And now we're seeing it with grown men scalpers who are doing the same with Pokemon cards. But luckily the market is crashing and the world is healing. And if you like content like this, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel that are similar to this one. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna leave his link down in the description so y'all can subscribe to him, bro. But yeah, man, hey, he snapped at the end too, man. Like it's like you can like if you get to a point to where, hey, look, I want to downsize my collection, go ahead and sell them. That's what I did, bro. I sold, bro. And I say like that whole shelf was filled up this time last year, but I was like, yeah, I'm not wearing any of these shoes like I thought I would be wearing them. You know what I'm saying? Like I just have what I regularly wear on a weekly, dang near monthly rotation base. And I may even downsize some more. You feel me? But yeah, bro, it's better to just like the days of having a big sneaker collection now. If you were in the sneaker game, bro, you know what I'm talking about. Like there's a time where everybody wanted a big sneaker collection. Everybody wanted to see who had the most shoes. The older that you get, bro, you don't even think about that no more. It's not important at all. Um, and so yeah, like you just genuinely don't even value like the materialistic things no more. You just value your priorities now. You feel me? So they're like, yeah, priorities first, for sure. But yeah, like you said at the end though, like it's a huge difference between if you're just selling some shoes here or there versus you buying in bulk, like you saw, like buying like dang near the whole um what's the word I'm looking for? Like the whole full size brand, the whole stock, you know, trying to make profit. Yeah, it's a huge difference, man. It's a huge difference, bro. So yeah, bro. If you sold shoes before, like I have, I've sold shoes before, but it wasn't to the scale of what these guys did, bro. Like they were, it would make me sick. It would make me sick, bro. Like, come on. And then trying to get them online was worse because it's just like, bro, when you going to the store and waiting in line, and then you see somebody come out with bags full, it's crazy. It's crazy work. Now, if you do like pre-orders, that's different too. Like if you're doing pre-orders, you can put your price on it, you know, but yeah, it still gets to a point. But yeah, I would rather somebody do pre-orders versus to actually buying like the whole stock before like having the customers first. Nah, tell people, hey, look, this is what I got, or hey, look, the shoe's coming out. Do you want it? I can get it for you. But now it's to the point to where even sneaker sellers that do pre-orders, they don't even have to do that no more because people are realizing that, hey, look, I don't got to give you extra for for me to to for you to get me the shoe when I can just walk into the store the day of the release and buy it myself. So yeah, so even with that, it's like if you're trying to get into buying or being a sneaker reseller in 2026, you might as well not even think about it. Go the other way. Go the other way, man, because that ship has sailed. You're like years behind. You should have got into that at least during the pandemic. You feel me? If you was trying to, get that quick buck, you should have got into it during the pandemic. But yeah, now, what, 5, 6 years later, after the pandemic, yeah, don't even think about it. But hey, man, that's pretty much it for this video. Um, at the end of the day, choose your priorities over materialistic things, bro. I'm telling you as your big bruh, as your aunt, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, yeah, choose your priorities first. Priorities first, always, you know, over trying to look cool, and yeah, end up, yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So comment down below, give me your thoughts on this topic. Like I said, I just wanted to bring this to the channel because this was once part of my life, and now, I'm in there. I'm still a part of the sneaker like world, but I'm more so, like I said, now focused on like finances and priorities first. So yeah, man, comment down below, give me your thoughts on this video. And yeah, stay tuned for other videos to come. And so, with that being said, it's your boy Nate J signing out of the vault. Deuces.